Aloha and shalom. We're here for the final quarter activation. And before I proceed, I want to make sure that you can hear me. So I'm just going to wait for some of y'all to tune in while I set up here. So we had the final quarter moon yesterday, actually, and we're in the energy for the rest of the week, and the final quarter comes after the full moon. So we have the full moon, the whole picture is revealed, and then the final quarter is when we process, integrate, and prepare for the new cycle to come the following week. So let me know in the comments that you can hear me all right before we proceed. Can you hear me all right? Cool. Let me know that you can hear me. Can everybody hear all right? Is the volume okay? Let me know in the comments if the volume is good. Okay, cool. So I'm getting confirmation now in words, which is good. I'm gonna bring you guys closer to me. I wanna be close to y'all. Might be a little crooked, but I think that's okay. Sorry guys, bear with me while I set you up. I don't know why we're so crooked, but I said okay. Hold up. We'll get it good. I'm gonna get it so we're less crooked here. Literally stacking up baby books. Okay. I don't quite know why it's like this. If you guys could see what I'm balancing you on right now, it's quite, actually I was just gonna show you. Okay. We're just gonna be a slight bit crooked, okay? It's kind of like how life is, just like a little bit crooked. Always seeking the balance. Okay, so again, we're here for the final quarter activation. So last week was the full moon. We received the fullness of the picture, and now we're integrating, processing, right? Because we needed a whole week to fully take in that picture, and now we need a full week to really let everything sink in and integrate all that we've learned and apply it to our situations personally and collectively. And then next week we'll have the new moon, new beginning. So if you guys have been coming to these activations for a while, because we've been doing them for years, then you'll know I call this moon the in-between week. This is the in-between week. We're in between cycles. We're closing up one and we're starting another. Maybe this will be better for you guys. We're straight. Oh, we fell. I kind of like that, the energy of this day. A little silly. All right. Let me know in the comments where in the world you're tuning in from. I'm in the Verde Valley, Arizona. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the Hebrew cards. They look like this. So good to see you guys. Sandra, what's up? It's been a minute. North Carolina in the house. Oregon in the house. Margaret. Where is that? Is that Missouri? Is it? UK in the house. All right, so let's see. We're giving thanks in advance for this message that's about to come through so that we can best process everything that's happened in this last cycle and start fresh next week. So thank you in advance to the archetypes, faces of the one, for this message that's about to come through. As we have all these energies tuning in, we have Canada in the house, we have New York in the house. We've got a lot of people tuning in, lighting up the grid. And remember, you guys, you can share this video now while we're live with family or friends who could use an uplifting message or a message of guidance. Maybe you want to share this right now with a favorite group to get all the awakened beings in the portal. Or you can feel free to share this recording at the end. It will be on YouTube and Instagram, Rebecca Magic, for anyone who's not on Facebook that you want to share it with. Belgium in the house. So remember, I just want to say before we pull these cards, remember that people are going to be tuning in across time and space, right? So after this is recorded, people will be tuning in. So we're going to have a lot of places on the grid lighting up and that energy incoming to support this message. And I will share this with you guys that sometimes people watch these videos weeks, months, or even years later, like on my YouTube channel or something, and the message is always relevant because these archetypal messages are beyond time and space. They are eternally and multidimensionally applicable, and they can help anybody anytime. So really be present and give this your fullest light, knowing that whatever you give right now in this present moment is going to be shared across timelines. It's going to be shared across into parallel realities, across dimensions, and your light is going to do so much. So thank you in advance. Thank you in advance. Thank you, thank me, thank we, and thank the one. Here we go. The current challenge and gift, also known as the focus, why we're going through this right now, what we're stepping away from, and what we're about to enter. And then, as we usually do, but don't get used to it, because I might change it up on you soon. As we usually do, we'll pull a Hebrew letter ally of the week. Okay. Beginning with the challenge and gift. The star. And the star was our card last week too. Do you remember? Were you here for last week's activation? So the star is all about returning to who you are, a star. This is still the focus right now. It's so important to stay in this space of really being connected to yourself, your truest self, which is one with the ultimate truth of the one self. So we're still in that space. We're not yet emerging into more challenges and more struggles. We're still returning to ourselves and experiencing the need to come into a calmer place after all that's happened. So we're still like experiencing the aftershock and really coming back into ourselves, relaxing our nervous systems, our one nervous system, because we're all connected. So the work that you do in relaxing yourself, relaxing your nervous system, relaxing your vagus nerve, taking care of yourself, treating yourself right, nourishing yourself, that's going to nourish and nurture the one. So thank you for taking care of you. You remember that old song, take good care of yourself, you belong to me. We're all connected, so please take care of you and I'll take care of me, for we. So we're still here. And what does that say if we received this card for the full moon and for the final quarter? It's saying we're not really moving too much right now. We're not making big decisions. We're not taking on more. We need a little bit more time to continue to sit with ourselves and really lock in this self-reflection. And the deeper we anchor into this remembrance and knowing of who we are, the more prepared we will be as the inevitable challenges arise again. Okay, what we're moving away from? The Magician, another major arcanum card, the second major arcanum card of the reading so far. And we only have 4 tarot cards out on the table here. And then, of course, 1 Hebrew letter. So 2 major arcanum cards. We're stepping away from the Magician. What does that mean if we're stepping away from here and coming into here? It means it should look like more stillness, more quiet, less action, because we're moving away from our masculine energy and more into the feminine energy. And this is not about a woman and a man, because they're all within each one of us, right? So if you see that we're stepping away from this and into this, what should that look like? What should that feel like? Again, it should look like movement to stillness, action to receptivity. Okay, so yes, we're all here to fulfill our purpose. Yes, we're all here to bring heaven to earth, do the magic, embody the elements, and allow them to move through us. But chill out. Take a moment, because we've been doing a lot of that creating, doing. Now it's just time to like chill out for a minute. Stop doing so much, because if we're doing, we can't be receiving. If we're acting, we can't be receiving. We can't be both at once. In some ways we are, right? Like in other dimensions, like in unseen dimensions, both of those forces of polarity are always in operation. No doubt, no doubt. They're all always in operation. But consciously right now, with our free will, using our physical vessels, we have to make the choice to relax, to come into stillness, to put ourselves in a setting, in an environment where we can be the most still, the most present, and the most in tune with the absolute truth of who we are, our most authentic selves. Because we've got to separate the chaos and the noise from the stillness and the truth right now. So again, moving out of this period of activity and living my purpose. Yeah, we're all always doing that. Just calm down for a moment. Calm down and just come back to yourself. Another reflection there is if we're doing, and we're not calming down and coming into the stillness, how will we be able to be most present, to see our reflection in everything around us, in one another? If we need to come back to this place of really remembering the light of who we are, then we must slow down, because when we do, we'll be able to see that light in all things. If we're moving too quickly, we'll miss it, period. Why are we going through this period of moving from activity to receptivity, from chaos to stillness? Now we have the King of Pentacles. So we have two major arcanum cards and a court card, a king. And this guy came up last week as well. Do you remember? So it's still here, and it's saying if we want to come into a physical reality, a manifested reality that feels good and prosperous and abundant and one we can be proud of, then we have to be manifesting from this space. It's not always about, yes, this is a huge part of it, okay? All the archetypes are important. So if we want to be living a prosperous life and manifesting a life we're proud of course we have to be living our purpose, connected to our purpose, doing acts of kindness, of goodness, which is our purpose. But we also need to be so connected to ourselves. And if we're so busy all the time and we're on autopilot and go, that's when we compromise ourselves, right? Like if we're going too fast, if we're never taking a moment to pause, if we get so caught up in the outside world and other people and all these outside situations, we kind of lose ourselves sometimes. We like lose bits of ourselves. And that's why there is such a card as the Star, because it reminds us we need to return to ourselves again and again to be sure that we can differentiate what is ours and what is the other people's stuff, or just stuff we're picking up on out there. And yes, it's all one, it's all us, but we do need to go within periodically, cyclically, so that we can truly remember what is important and what all the extraneous stuff is, to kind of clear that other stuff and come back to the core, come back to what's most important, so that we can create from there. Because again, doing acts of goodness, living our purpose, that's what's up. But if we're so busy doing, again, we may get caught up in the outside world and kind of forget who we are a little bit here and there. And then we're compromising our reality, and we're manifesting a reality in reflection of that self-denial, or that self-confusion, or that just cloudiness, that inability to differentiate what's ours and what is not. So if you want to see a clear reality, a reality manifested in reflection of your most authentic self, which is a light outside of time and space, right? Then you've got to connect deep, deep within. For example, if you're so busy doing, and then you kind of compromise little pieces of yourself or forget little pieces of yourself, you're not doing from that space of wholeness and holiness, then everything you do, you're doing with less quality. You're doing it in a compromised way. And what's going to happen is you're going to see a reality that's reflecting back to you all of the ways in which you're denying parts of yourself, all the ways in which you're compromising parts of yourself. And you'll begin to manifest situations that are not as sustainable, maybe are a little messy, maybe are a little more chaotic, maybe you're going to manifest more lessons to teach you the same thing that the universe has been trying to get you to see, which is, hey, these are your true desires, and those desires are not yours, and you're manifesting all this extra stuff that's actually not even your desire. So you're kind of wasting your energy. You're manifesting from an empty cup, okay? No. Take back the pieces of you, take back your power, and manifest from there. Another thing is, if you're manifesting a reality from this true place within, that place of no time and no space, then you're going to manifest a reality that is extra magical, that is high vibrational, that is supporting your longevity and the longevity of the one. Okay, meaning if you are creating from that space deep within, that space of light in your heart that doesn't know time and space, you're manifesting like an exalted reality. Not just like outside of yourself, but like inside, and your vehicle, your vessel, your cells, your very being is manifested in a way that is more sustainable, right? It's like your light body. When you manifest from that place, you manifest a body and a world created in that image of timelessness and infinite spaciousness. And what does that look and feel like? You feel amazing. You feel like you're living your purpose. You feel connected to that infinite light, that source of all creation. I mean, stop right there. Amazing. So if we do the work to really tune into that light and create from there, we project a reality in the image of this, again, infinite expansiveness. No time, the realm of the archetypes. What would our world look like if we all did that? That's heaven on earth. If we manifest from that expanded consciousness, that oneness consciousness, which is where we manifest from if we're tuning into that light in our heart of who we really are, then we manifest a world outside of these rules, these self-imposed prisons that we've created because of the time-space structure. This man-made structure, right? So if we keep just doing, and we kind of like come out of our center and we're not exactly creating from this space, then again, we're going to manifest things in the image of that incompleteness. We're going to manifest things from that space of lesser consciousness, that consciousness that is trapped within the construct of time and within the construct of space. And so we begin to manifest things that inevitably will decay, die, an unsustainable body and an unsustainable world. So to the degree that we do this work of stopping the doing so much and just really coming into the knowing of who we are and manifesting from that space, to the degree that you do that will be reflected in the health of your own mind, in the health of your body, and in the health of the world, the reality you see around you. So what world do you want to contribute to? Do you want to contribute to disease, or do you want to contribute to wellness? Do you want to contribute to decay, or do you want to contribute to creation and longevity? It's one or the other. So that's the scale. And the more that you do this work, the more you'll be on the side of health. And the less that you do this work, the more you're going to be on the side of chasing your own tail and manifesting an unsustainable reality for yourself and for the world. So get in tune with that light, which is greater in you than it's ever been before because of how far you've come and all the lessons that you've done, all the work that you've done. When we return back to this place, it's never going backwards, right? It's a spiral. We're spiraling out, we're expanding. So we have more light than ever before. We have more awareness than ever before to do this great work. We're returning again, individually and collectively, to that light. And from that seat in the throne of light, the throne of the heart, the overflowing grail, from that place, we will create our individual realities and our collective reality in the image of timelessness, in the image of infinite spaciousness. We're no longer creating from a space of the finite and from a space of time, imprisoning ourselves, limiting ourselves. No, we're fully busting out. And we're going to manifest a reality from that infinite potential, from that limitless space of the heart. And we're moving toward, this looks crazy right now, you guys. We have 3 major Arcanum cards and a king at the bottom. So this is pretty awesome. So we're moving to this space, like the Star to the Hermit. Okay, see the star inside the lantern here? You can see how they're connected. Okay, so the Hermit goes away from reality, retreats into a cave, retreats at the top of a mountain, into the darkness of the night, but always has a light. And if you look closely, the light is a star. It's not actually a lantern, right? Like an amazing friend of mine pointed out, like, oh, is that star like in the sky and the lantern actually has nothing in it and he's just holding it up to the sky? The point is that the star is the light that's inside. And the hermit, the wise one, the sage, knows that that's the true light that lights the way. There's no artificial light that can truly light the way in any sort of a sustainable way anyway. That light is the light within. Okay, so, and I'm loving the numbers too, because we have the 10 and the 7, right? That makes a 17, the star. Okay, and 17, 1, 7 makes an 8. We have the 9, 8, 9. We have the 1 and the king. So just paying attention to the numbers. So if we're stepping out of this time of doing and returning to ourselves, remembering that light so that we can manifest a reality in that reflection, what's going to happen? We're obviously going to come into this place of wisdom upon reflecting on our own path, right? Because we always have the observer's mind activated. So as we move through this process of like, wow, I'm really returning to myself. Wow, I see my reality reflecting an image based on this return to myself. I see my reality reflecting these timeless principles that I'm anchoring into within my mind and within my heart. What's going to happen? We're going to activate the light of wisdom. Upon observing our own work and our own path, we're going to go, wow, this is what it's all about. This is what the journey has always been about returning to ourselves and manifesting a reality in that light. That is bringing heaven to earth. And that is what the sage or the hermit anchors into, is that path. The sage, also known as the hermit, is the teacher, right? The wise teacher. But this teacher doesn't go seeking the students. This teacher simply knows why we're here, to walk this path of returning to ourselves so that we can manifest a reality and reflection of that light. And that's all we do. We're here for that. We just do it and do it again. And it never ends, and it's never old, and it's never going backwards. It's always new, and there's always more light. And so when we do this, we go, oh, this is what it's always been about. And again, this teacher doesn't go looking for students, but just gets it, understands this mission and why we're here, and becomes an embodiment of that practice. And so as this hermit, this sage, moves through life, embodying this purpose and this wise awareness of why we're here, others see that and want to be that. Monkey see, monkey do. Just like with kids, we don't tell them who to be or what to do because they don't hear. They're watching us as an example. So as we move through this, remember that everything around us, all of the physical circumstances and all of the catalysts in our relationships and situations that are, you know, helping us to arrive in this moment and receive this lesson, it's all temporary. And the only thing that's going to last forever is the light that comes of this situation when we do the work, when we take this guidance in and we really apply it to our lives, right? Because the light is eternal. So it's really about the lesson and nothing more. It's not about the stuff outside of ourselves. It's all just a catalyst for us to learn this and produce this light that's going to come into this world as we manifest it, and it's going to last forever. It's like what do you call it? Pinball. That's the image I always see. It's like pinball. You produce this light and ping, 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 ping. It shoots all over. It's stuck in the system forever. So when we do these activations and we receive these lessons, they're lessons that we can take with us forever. So what they're saying right now is, as you move through this lesson of learning how to pause for a moment, stop doing, to really listen, really be present, and come back to your truest self with more light than you've ever had before because of everything you've done and because of everything you've gone through. We're coming back to that light. And we're manifesting a world in that image. And as we observe ourselves in this process, we go, wow, this is what it's all about. Then we can take this lesson, freeze it, and use it whenever we need to. Whenever we feel burnt out, whenever we feel like we're doing too much, remember this activation. It's in you now. It's a code that you are receiving right here, right now. Even if you don't remember a word we're saying right now. This is like brain surgery, all right? We're like taking your brain out here on the table, rewiring it, putting it back together. It's not about conscious remembrance. It's all going in now. You're receiving the codes, okay? So anytime you feel burnt out, you will remember this. You will tune in. You will return to yourself and go, there I am. And wow, look at me. Greater light than ever before because of everything I've been doing. And I just needed to stop and pause so that I can actually self-reflect. And from that space of remembrance and wholeness, I can move on and continue to manifest a reality for myself and for the world in the image of this truest light of who I am, because that light is created in the image of the truest light of the one source of all creation. So when I remember myself and I return to that place, each time I return with greater light than before, then each time I return with deeper knowing of what that infinite source is, right? Because every time we return to the light of who we are, we return with greater light because of everything we've done. We're just so busy. We were so busy in the process, we couldn't see it. So we cyclically return to this place and go, there I am. But remember, in that moment of, there I am, we're going, there I am. So when we return to ourselves with greater light, we are returning to ourselves with a greater understanding and a deeper bond with the ultimate source, the infinite source of all creation. Because as we know ourselves more deeply, we know the one more deeply because they're inseparable. When you have greater light, you have more of yourself. You're more whole and holy. You have more light to reflect upon. And that is God. Infinite light, source, energy. So we can use this template anytime now. The code is in you. And when you come here every week and you do these activations and we do it together, not just us humans, but us with this Archetypal Alliance that is the frequency within all things, we lock in these codes and we use them forever. Okay, it's eternal medicine. So that's the point right here. 9. It's the shaman's death. It's about really locking in this lesson and going, I have this wisdom within me forever now. And I see that this was the whole point, is to periodically pause, remember who I am, see all the light that I've gathered up until this point, reconnect to the one through that self-reflection, and know that from that place, when we manifest from that place, we're truly manifesting God's will, or the will of the one, to bring heaven to earth. And the Lamed is the Hebrew letter of the week, La, Lamed. And this little piece makes it so that this letter is the tallest in the alphabet. It rises above all the other letters. It's the first letter of the word Lev, which is heart. The message here is that the heart leads the way. Whenever you feel lost, look for the heart. But we're not looking with these eyes. We're looking with our inner vision. And when we say look, when we're looking with our inner vision, that inner vision is a special sense, right? It's not like our outer senses. So it's also feeling. When we look for the heart to guide the way, it's not like looking with our human eyes. It's more of a feeling. It's a sense. It's a knowing. It's like a claircognizance. So the Lamed is leading the way with the Lev, the heart. This is the ally that reminds us as you move through this, and maybe you feel so burnt out or so stuck and you're like, how do I possibly pause and come back to myself? There's so much going on. I can't just stop. I can't just walk away. Yes, you can. You don't need to walk away. You don't need to walk or go anywhere or do a single thing to come back into that space of stillness. In fact, you don't need to go out into nature. You don't need to go anywhere. You just need to pause. You just need to close your eyes. You just need to tune in. And that love, light, Lev, Lamed is always within you. That guiding force is always right within you. You actually don't need to go anywhere or do anything, because that truth is like an eternal lamp lighting the way. So this ally reminds us that that magic is always available to you right here, right now, to pause. In any moment, to pause, to take a break from doing, and come back into the receiving of the remembrance of who you are. When you come into your receptivity, into your feminine energy, you open to receive the light of the one. And as you open to receive that, that's how you remember who and what you are, a star. Because when we're receptive, we have the ability to open up to that light. And in that opening, we remember. But if we're always doing, we're in our active masculine nature, we can't pause to open, to receive, and remember. Remember, open, receive, remember. So in any moment, remember, these archetypes are always present. They're just representations of fundamentally operative forces. They're always operating. This tells us that in any moment, we can Lamed, look within, pause from the noise and the chaos, remember who we are and go, oh yeah, I needed a moment of self-reflection to see how far I've come. And from that place, manifest that reality. Thank you guys for doing this work with me. I'm very excited for the new moon next week and to regroup here with you all and see how far we've come. And if this touched you in some way, please share in the comments or in our private group, the Archetypal Alliance, how this relates to your life. Let's talk about it. How is it affecting you? How is it a catalyst right now for you to do major healing in your own world and in the world of the one, the world of all of us? And if you feel called, please leave a review, facebook.com/royalpathtarot, leave a star review, or send me a review, send me words of how these activations have touched you. Thank you to everybody who's donated. My Venmo is Rebecca-Magic with a CK. Or there are other ways to donate. If you want to do that, reach out. I appreciate you so much for giving back, and for doing the work is the main way we give back. Doing this work is how we live our purpose and be who we came here to be. So I'm eternally grateful for being here with you all and doing this work. Let's see, is there anything else? Tomorrow's Friday will be Shabbat, so I do have a private group called Shabbat Crew. If anybody wants to join in there, I share some videos, usually of my own interpretations of the Torah story from a Kabbalistic perspective, or I'll share other resources, so feel free to join us there. And I am taking one-on-one readings right now, appointments for reading, so reach out if you're wanting to go deeper in your own personal life. Tarot readings also make the best gift ever, okay? So any age, anywhere in the world, get a tarot reading for yourself or for a friend or a family member. It's the gift that keeps on giving for real. Yeah, it's just epiphanies and tools to be able to continue sustaining those epiphanies on your own. It's not like most tarot readers where I'm just going to tell you, you know, some boring stuff about your life. No, we're going to go deep, okay? So, makes an awesome gift. Please reach out to book your reading, and I'll see you all next week for the new moon. Let's go. Shalom.